Hi there, here is mental coach Shatu from the Tennis Academy in Planet in Magdeburg, Germany. Welcome to another edition of my mental training online program. Today we're continuing the discussion of chapter 8 from the book Psycho-Cybernetics by Dr. Maxwell Maltz. The fourth ingredient of the success personality is charity. And by charity, Dr. Maltz means treating other people with dignity and respect. I've already talked about charity before, but it was in a more financial way, giving something to other people. Although it could be also in a mental way, so to speak. For example, if you give more goodness to other people so in your mind, stop condemning them, judging them, blaming them. In your mind, instead start appreciating them more, respecting them more, loving them more. So in your mind, give them more positive emotion in being charitable in a way of giving something, but it doesn't have to be physical in the way that I have described it maybe a couple of months ago or a year ago, but in the sense of giving mentally in the way of an attitude, in the way of thoughts and feelings. Other people, give love to them, give them respect, don't blame them, be good to them, and take the time to think about other people's feelings, about their viewpoints, their desires. If they do something, why are they doing it, what's their reason, because rarely people are doing something without reason. Even if we don't understand the reason, it doesn't mean that there's no reason. It just means we didn't take the time to understand those people. And act as if other people are important and treat them accordingly. This is something I've heard a long time ago from a very important, very rich, very successful American that was involved in insurance, and everybody wants to feel important. Everybody wants to be somebody. So even if they are not, treat them like that, and you will make them their day. If you treat somebody as if they are important, I believe it will do them more good if you give them 100 euros. So being charitable in a way of financial way, I think is not will not bring even as much as you're charitable in another way of giving them something else. For example, good emotions through respect and treating them with dignity. I think this is what Dr. Maltz means with this chapter, with this trait of the successful personality. The next one is esteem, and it means treat yourself with esteem. So the first one was charity, treating other with respect and dignity, and now also a very important thing is that you should treat yourself with respect and dignity as well. You should have an adequate self-image of yourself. We talked about the self-image a lot already, and it should be an adequate self-image, and it should be one that you can live with, you can respect, and you can love. And best of all, if you can be proud of your self-image. You should have you should have a self-image that you're proud of. You can see it as a way Dr. Maltz puts it: I am a child of God and deserve to be appreciated and treated with dignity. And this is true about everybody. Everybody is a child of God, so every human being deserves to be respected and treated with dignity, no matter what they have or haven't achieved. An example of lacking self-esteem, Dr. Maltz says, is jealousy. This is something that each and every one of us has felt, and it's a very, very unpleasant emotion. Jealousy is almost always the result of self-doubt. Dr. Maltz says, when I could actually confirm it from my personal experience, being jealous, meaning that you're jealous of other people, maybe other people, your partner, and you're jealous because your partner has also many other friendships, It's not so much a fact again, it's more than your interpretation of it due to your self-doubt and not sufficient self-image. You don't see yourself as good enough for your partner, and as such you are seeing other contacts that your partner has, for example, as threatening. A person who is very self-confident, is very self-assured, and knows his or her worth is very rarely the victim to jealousy. The the next one is self-confidence, and this is a little bit more, it's a bit different from esteem. Self-esteem, confidence, this is again an image of yourself, and it is built upon many successes. It's the more successful we become, or the more success we experience, the more self-confidence we achieve. And this is important, and Dr. Mautz also gives an example of boxing managers who are very, for them it's very important to ensure a series of matches getting more and more difficult where their boxer can win, so they can get a higher self-confidence. So if I experience a lot of negative experiences like losses and failures, my self-confidence diminishes. So I must, in order for me to believe in myself, I should make sure that I experience many successes. And the last one is self-acceptance. And maybe it's the same as what we talked about, self-image. It means accepting yourself now. Realizing that you're not your mistakes, realizing that you have made mistakes, but you are not a mistake. You have failed, but you're not a failure. And accept that you're not perfect. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be flawless in order to accept yourself. We all make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. And never try to see yourself as a complete thing, because you never are. You're never final, but you're always growing and always changing, always becoming better. But you never actually reach a point where you're perfect and flawless. That's all for today. Until next week.